Oh, yeah. I brought us on the stage. The timer started. I am a mess. So, yeah, we're here. Can somebody I need to open one of our things so that I can make sure everybody can hear us because last week we had hearing problems. Can you hear me, Rahad?
I hear you well. What about me?
I can hear you. Can anybody let me know if you can hear Rahad? I'm
Yeah, I
in
hope
your
you're.
chat. I'm in his chat, by the way. So,
Yeah, I hope everybody can hear me.
oh, do you have a lot to say?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
I love that. So far, nobody has said that they can hear you. So I'm just waiting for somebody. I'm good and Rawhide or just me? Somebody
No,
said I'm good.
look like
Okay, they can hear both of
Roxanne.
us.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Well, welcome everybody to our second episode, or we don't know what the hell's going on. No, I'm just kidding. Our second episode, where we talk about the games that we are curious about this week. And this episode is the games that we're interested in this week. So last week it was the games that we thought were going to be relevant to the week. And my Texas Longhorns took care of business. Fucking hook 'em. And so this episode is about the games that we think are going to be interesting for the week. We are going to be able to talk about some NFL teams and some college teams. And that's how we're going to do this week. Before I start, I am going to turn it over to my main man because he is going to pitch
What?
his Discord and all the things he's supposed to say. So talk about the winners from last week and let's get into it. Pitch the Discord.
Oh,
Pitch it.
oh, okay.
I did not warn him. So this is me talking for him right now because I didn't warn him. He is caught off guard. So I'm talking to give him a minute to process and get ready before he pitches how great it is to be a member, how great it is to join, and all the things. So I've talked enough for you. So get to talking, my man.
You know I am not a pitch guy. Listen,
I
how
know.
about the all right, my pitch? Hey guys. Hey guys, if you all mess with us, you mess with probably other people in our circles. So what happens is there is a Discord where you can become a member of the Rawhide family on my channel. It'll give you access to the Discord, and it's where people can be. There is a sense of security there, and you can just speak your mind. And we have a good time. We watch games, we watch NFL games, we do a whole lot over there. So basically, it's a picnic. It's a 24/7 picnic. How
This
about
man's a
that?
picnic.
You know what I'm saying? How about that? I
I
am the
love it.
worst pitch guy ever. Listen,
No,
let me just.
listen, I'm going to be honest. I'll tell. I don't care. I had a conversation with Rawhide today. I did not tell him I was going to do this. So he is totally off guard. And you killed it. You did a good job.
Well, I
You did a
appreciate it.
good
I
job.
appreciate it. All right. Well, allow me to mess it up. Allow me
No,
to mess it up.
no,
If y'all
no, you
if
did
y'all
great.
don't like my content, then don't join. How about that? All right. But if you do, come on over, man. Come on over,
There you
because
go.
it's a community based straight. Straight up though. And seriously, I feel like we got. What I'm saying, this community that I'm with. Like I'm with you. I'm with Truck and Tubby. I'm with Dave. I'm with Coach Hayes. And honestly, man, I kind of feel like we back to the village, right? What I'm
Hmm.
saying? It takes a village to raise, and I feel like that's what we are. We all a village, like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah. And we're
I
all
truly feel
different.
that way.
Yeah. And we're all completely different, doing things completely different ways, but it
Hmm.
just works.
It
So,
does.
yeah, I agree. So, if
It
you don't
does.
know what he's talking about, you can hit the join button on his channel, not my channel. I don't have a join button. You know, the join button on his channel. And before I say this, because Rawhide would never say it, if you're watching us both, hit the respective like buttons. so, so
Yeah, you're right about that.
yeah. So anyway, so let's get into this. We need to talk a little bit about last week because there was a lot of things that happened last week where I was like, WTF? One of them being the quarterback play. And I'm just going to mention these two names, then I'm never going to talk about them again. Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson looked terrible last week. I hope they look better this week. So the next thing I want to talk about is Caleb Williams. What was that? Like, what? Honestly, what was that? Like, what was that?
I, I told y'all about Minnesota. I told you about Minnesota. That he's a rookie quarterback. He played for the Chicago Bears. So my expectations are extremely low. Now he played bad, but you know what I'm saying, because my expectations is low, I am not appalled by it, but it was god awful.
Got it. The defense came through, which is why I picked them to do well this year, because I think that the defense is going to have to carry them, which quite frankly is usually what happens when you have rookie quarterbacks not named CJ Stroud. So it's like one of those things where it's like, I expected it, but oh my gosh. You know who else looked absolutely terrible? It didn't shock me, but like the Panthers were bad. The Bengals were bad. Uh, I don't know who, like those teams just stick out to me because the Jets didn't look great.
At
So
least the
yeah, it was
Jets, yeah, at least the Jets got at least they got an excuse. They played the second best team in NFL. You know what I mean?
that's true.
I
That's
mean,
true.
well, we ain't gonna just slide by the Steelers.
The Steelers, but okay, to be fair, did the Steelers do exactly what I told you they were going to do? I told you their offensive line is questionable. I don't know what they're going to do. And I said, we don't win games though on offense. We win games because of our defense. That's the formula. That's why I've always said, as long as we have as long as we have a quarterback that doesn't turn the ball over, we should be okay until we play teams, obviously, that can score. That's a different conversation. But
Mhm.
as long as we play teams that can't score, we're going to be in those games.
That's
It's
true. I
ugly.
mean, I get that. I
It's
give y'all
ugly
that.
as
I mean,
hell. It's
yeah,
ugly.
I give y'all that. I need Mike Tomlin to get to the at least the conference championship game. I really
I
need
do
him to
too.
do that.
Yeah, I do too. I agree. The other team I watched that I was kind of surprised that I was watching them. We talked about them like at the very end. Was I watched the Chargers? I feel like I'm sneak watching the Chargers as if it's wrong to watch them. But I don't know. How did you think they look with like Harbaugh? I don't know. They looked like a football team that was like ready to go. Like they looked locked in. The things they did made sense to me. It just looked good. What do you think
Hmm.
about it?
No, I think did we touch them? Did we touch that game last week?
We didn't touch the game, but we at the very end were like, I
Yeah,
can't wait to see what Harbaugh does
yeah,
for the Chargers.
yeah. Honestly, I was good with it. I think they did what I expected. To be honest with you, I mean, with Jim Harbaugh there, I think that's a lot of their games is going to look like that. They had, let's just be honest about it. The Chargers, with all the talent that they have, all they needed was competent coaching, and they got that.
Mm, I
Let's just,
agree.
you know what I'm saying, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
They looked like the Chargers with competent coaching. So that's all I
And didn't go
expected.
for it on like 4th and 5 from the other team's 40. Just like basic.
And
No,
guess what?
no.
You are not actually making a shot. That
I'm
is
not.
true. That is true. That
Yes.
that that
Last
is
year,
true.
that coach went for more, I think they said more 4th and third plus than any coach in the NFL, I think they said. I mean, he was just like, I'm going to go for it. I'm like, all right, dude, like go for it, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
but
and you
that
know
was
what?
interesting.
That's what's crazy about it. That I get. I can understand how people would probably believe that that's a shot, but no, that dude got ran off
It
because he
was
was god awful
terrible.
at it. You know,
He kept going for it.
and it was the type of game that Harbaugh likes. You know what I'm saying? 176 yards rushing. Justin Herbert only threw for
I love
144
it.
yards,
I love
right?
it.
And
Go
they
look at
won
the
22-10.
Steelers stats. That's about what ours look like.
Yeah, y'all stats was a little different though. I mean, y'all did it
We're so
because y'all
bad.
couldn't do it.
We're
I
so
get
bad.
it.
We're like, I always say we're like the best of the worst, but because there's so many bad, that puts us middle of the road. So if we could just get a quarterback, like, ooh, so that's where we are. And then, so we talked about the college or the NFL week. Let's talk about the college weekend. There's a lot of upsets, a lot of weird things happening in college football,
Mhm.
which I think is a little bit of the parody that's happening with the what is it? The transfer portal. So it is. Oregon looks like Oregon can't stop a nosebleed. I don't know what that is. So that's that. But I feel like, it's week what? 2, 3 college football. This is week 3.
3.
So, yeah, so it's like, am I shocked? No, but it is a little weird. because you don't know what this means with the 12-team playoff or anything like that. So I just feel like it's been like a weird couple of weeks. What do you feel?
I think in college football, you're noticing how much the transfer portal is affecting the game. It's adding balance out there. I don't think it's affecting the top tier teams, but as far as the middle of the road guys, it's allowing Arkansas to compete and should have beat Oklahoma State, which is a Big 12 conference champion contender. So
Mhm.
I think that's what's happening. I mean, it's leveling the playing field. I mean, I don't know if the transfer portal had much to do with Notre Dame crap in the bed, but
No, that was
what I'm saying,
terrible.
I call it. What I'm saying, I call it that.
That was terrible. I don't
Mhm.
it's just terrible.
It
I also
was.
think the thing that at some point in between me making my videos and ranting in one of them and then obviously Texas and kind of doing my thing, I kind of sat back and was like, this is interesting because everybody has kind of different issues. I feel like, how usually you're kind of like, oh my gosh, these quarterbacks are so bad. Or,
Mhm.
oh my God, it's like everybody has a different thing they're dealing with. And you're just like, is this a week 2 thing or is this a real thing?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then a lot of people always say, oh, college football doesn't have a preseason. College football doesn't have preseason. Nobody in college football has a preseason. So
Mhm.
that's not an excuse for somebody to be good and somebody to not be good. Nobody in college football has a preseason. So so I think that excuse sounds good when your team isn't playing well. I got it. But that's not an excuse when nobody has one. It's not
Mhm.
like, SEC has a preseason and Big
Right.
10 doesn't. Like nobody has a preseason. Everyone's figuring it
Right.
out. So
Exactly.
it's like, yeah. So anyways, I just think it's interesting. I won't even talk about the elephant in the room because there's no point in talking about that team. They lost. It is what it is. We're moving on. So that's that. So is there anything else that happened this week, NFL, college, that you want to talk about before we get into this week? Or do you want to just get into this week?
Oh, my final stamp, Notre Dame.
Okay.
I understand why the head coach had to take that job. The day
Same.
he took over for Brian Kelly. I get it. I know why you got to take the job. But I also hate that he took the job. So, and what I mean by that is that's one of those universities that feels like they're living in the days of past and they have that particular type of
Mm.
expectation. But that's not that team anymore. They are Kansas State. They
I
are
was just gonna say,
Oklahoma
okay, who
State.
do you think they are? Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's who they are. You know what I mean? They
it's
are
interesting. Sorry,
Washington.
I'm like preparing my banana because I have to eat this banana because I'm so hungry.
It's
But
all good.
the thing about Notre Dame too, I don't think people realize is how hard it is to get into Notre Dame. So that's
Right.
another piece of like that's a very smart school and everything. So it's not just there's a
Mhm.
lot of things that be, and then they're private. So a lot of things that they do say or whatever is not going to get out. And it just kind of is what it is. But
Yeah. Yeah.
that wasn't a good loss. And I hope he recovers because if he doesn't recover,
Right. I mean, because let's just be honest about it. I mean, winning Notre Dame fan base and administration, their fan base and administration expect to be able to make it to the playoffs.
mhm,
First off, they're not in a conference, so they don't get the auto bid. So they have
right.
to fight for the 7 slots.
Yeah,
And I don't think, let's just be honest about it. Brian Kelly left. Why? Because he knew he couldn't acquire the type of talent to compete for national championships.
agreed.
You don't leave Notre Dame, and no matter how well LSU have performed in the modern college football era, during the modern college football era, they still are not Notre Dame. And he chose to say, "Yeah, I like it here, but I'm leaving."
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
going to Baton
Yeah,
Rouge.
yeah, exactly. So I'm just like,
And shout out to
yeah.
Baton Rouge because if you've never been, I think Baton Rouge is a great college town. It's like I like Baton Rouge. I think it's a good town if you like sports. if you like sports. Now, if you don't like sports, I don't know what you would do there. But if you like sports, it's a good college town.
Hey,
And no,
you
no, sir. No, no,
no,
sir.
you're right. You're right. I agree. LSU is the closest thing you're gonna get to a HBCU in major college football. That's the
It's
closest thing you're gonna get to.
it's a great place. It's
Yeah.
it's pretty. Like I said, they have probably 6 or 7 sports teams that are good, so you can watch sports all year round. They know they're a sports town. The food is good. I mean, it's a great sports town. So shout out to LSU, but it just is what it is. So I
Facts.
am going to give the people what they wanted based off of some messages I got. I did not play my video last time, my introduction. So I'm going to cheat. This is going to be the best cheat I've ever had. I'm going to play my introduction. It's 2 minutes. I'm going to eat my banana. I've added pictures and I'll be back.
I'm good.
Oh my God. Talk about perfect timing. So, you know what's funny? I just want to say this. People are like, why do you have a video that's about you? Because this is my channel. That's why I have a video that's all about me. It is all about me. So now that I was able to do that, eat, did all the things I needed to do. I hydrated. I feel good. I'm re-energized. Let's get into this. What
All
team
right.
was the team, or what game is your first game that you want to talk about?
Okay. All right then. Man, I don't even know if we narrowed down how we're gonna do this, so I'm just gonna.
We
I'm gonna.
we totally didn't. So we're just gonna wing it.
Yeah, yeah. So first things first. I might as well go ahead and talk about it because it's the most recent game that's gonna happen. That's the Bills and the Miami Dolphins. So that is the Buffalo Bills versus the Miami Dolphins. Both teams are 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
And people got to understand. I don't know if y'all really watch the game of NFL that's listening to us. I would implore you, please, if you only got a second, watch a quarter or two if you don't really watch NFL and you're new to this sport. Please watch it. It's so educational if you're new to it, right? So,
Okay.
but Bills in Miami, why? Same thing that we talked about earlier. This is a division game. The AFC, we got to call it what it is. The AFC is loaded. This
Mm-hmm.
game right here may dictate who make it to the playoffs and who don't make it to the playoffs.
I
Because
agree.
I honestly believe that they this division here may only get one in, and that one may be the division winner, right? You know what I'm saying?
So can we just say for the AFC East, for people who don't know, it's the Jets, it's the New York Jets, it is the Buffalo Bills, it is the Miami Dolphins, and it is the New England Patriots, just for the people that might not know.
Right.
And so the Bills play tonight. And so you pick, what about that game besides like probably the implications where you like, this is going to be interesting?
Well, first, I mean, Tua just signed a new large contract. We gotta see if that contract is going to be validated, because the Bills have won 13 of the last 15 matches against the Miami Dolphins.
Okay, stats.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But in addition to that, I mean, granted, they're playing in Miami. The weather is not going to be an issue, but I feel like if they're able to beat Buffalo, that adds a particular type of confidence if they have to go on the road. I mean,
I
it's one
agree.
thing to deal
Yeah.
with the weather, but it's another thing to say, I already beat you once, I can do it twice.
Yeah.
I already spoke on the playoff implications on it and division matchup. And let's just be honest about it. The team that threw a cog in this wheel is the New England Patriots, because everybody thought they were going to be dog shit this year. I mean, I'm sorry, dog
Yeah.
crap this year.
They
That's what
looked
people thought.
good.
They did look good. So that raised the stakes of this matchup. Next thing, I mean, Josh Allen 11-2 against Miami, right? And let me also say this. Against Miami, Josh Allen, on 5 different occasions after playing Miami, Josh Allen was the AFC Player of the Week. So he typically does extremely well against the
Let me
Miami
find out
Dolphins.
you're doing your research to come to this show. You better tell the people.
Just saying. I'm just
I
saying.
love it.
I might as well give you a public. I'll give you a public thank you. Why? Because doing the show with you, it allows me to get back to what I like in the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
Stop.
Before this,
Stop.
so
I'm
I got
too
to give you the
emotional for
mad
this
props on
today.
it. I got to give you mad props on it, because you know what I'm saying. Last year, I was so hung up on the college football, I missed out on a lot of NFL stuff. So man, it adds balance to it. But NFL football is off the chain.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just want to address something, because I was going to wing to pick this game. I think the reason why I didn't, because this person's like, New England's trash. Don't let them fool you. They could be trash, but they're not like I thought they were going to be. Their defense looked prepared to play. They showed up. They looked fine. Their offense didn't do anything like whatever, but when you win a game in the NFL, winning a game in the NFL matters.
Matters, yeah.
And so I don't think either one of us are here to say like the Patriots are going to make the playoffs. I think they could play spoiler if they did some crazy things and beat some teams they're not supposed to beat. So,
but really, they already did it. They already did it with Cincinnati.
Yeah, because Cincinnati looked terrible.
Yeah,
they looked terrible. Yeah. But I will say this is another rawhide stat, by the way. The Bengals have been 0-2 to start their last 2 seasons. So an 0-2 start for the Bengals is kind of take it for what you will. Historically, they start slow. So we'll just keep that where it's at. But I do agree with you. I like that you picked this game. I think the other reason why this game matters is because it is in Miami. And I think when I did my NFL fan series, I think the Miami fan was worried about when their second matchup was going to be, because historically Miami can't go to the cold and win a game. And so this game for Miami, if they lose it, it's already, putting them in a weird position in the AFC East. So I like it. I like it. So my first one is going to be, what am I going to do? So it's kind of funny. I'll do this one. It's kind of funny because my pick, I'm going to do the Seahawks and the Patriots. And the main reason why I'm doing the Seahawks and the Patriots is because last week, every team that traveled from the West to the East or from the East to the West lost. And I'm very curious to see if that's something that we need, if that's a trend that's going to continue this year, mainly because I say this when I watch college football and everyone wants to act like it's not a big deal. Traveling coast to coast sucks. It's hard on your body. It's hard to get up to play. It doesn't matter how much money you make and how much your body gets rolled out and massaged out and ice bath and ice cold heat, all of the things. if professional athletes struggle going from coast to coast, college players struggle with it too. Just is what it is. And so I'm very curious to see. Both of the teams won last week. I watched the Seahawks. I don't know. I don't really know what I watched because Denver really didn't impress me. So it was kind of an interesting thing seeing Seattle. And I'm curious about Seattle this year because they don't have Pete Carroll. So this is kind of their year to figure out what they're doing. And then obviously the Patriots don't have Bill Belichick. So this is kind of like a matchup of two teams that I feel like are searching for their identity. So I'm very interested just to see what this looks like and how this work. If it doesn't work, what do the Patriots look like this week compared to last week? What do the Seahawks look like compared to last week? And then the other thing I'll say is that I think that the Patriots coaching staff did some things that shocked me last game.
What was that?
Meaning okay, you know, when a coach leaves, a Hall of Fame coach, you don't know how much personality that team is going to take on that their other coach had. I felt like their defense was like locked in, and I felt like I couldn't tell that it was a new coaching staff. And that impressed me because usually when there's coaching turnover, you can kind of see the guys that are kind of like, you know, they're kind of going, but they're not, you know, it's like they're thinking. I didn't see that last week from the Patriots, and that actually surprised me because I was expecting it. And so I just thought the coaches have them, they're focused. And I think that's, you know, interesting because I just didn't expect that to happen. And so I just didn't expect the Patriots defense. I just didn't expect anything really, if I'm being honest. And then I got something where I was like, okay, this defense came to play. And I like that. So anyway, so that's why I'm picking that team. Want to see how they travel. Both teams are 1-0. I felt like both teams, you know, had lost again, Hall of Fame head coaches. It's just like one of those interesting matchups that I'm just curious to see. I just want to see what it looks like.
So who you got winning that game?
And you know what's funny? I have on here declare a winner because in my mind, I knew you were going to ask me that question. If I had to pick who would win that game, so when I do this, I cheat. I always go off players I know versus players I don't know because that's the only way I can make it make sense for me. I would pick Seattle, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Patriots won. So I'm kind of cheating. I'm doing the floor is 6 wins and the ceiling is 10. So I'm cheating, not picking a winner per se, but
oh my God.
Yeah. But I will say I liked the thing I liked about Seattle was when their offense wasn't working, they still found ways to move the ball. And Steelers fan here, that's hard. That's actually hard to do, is to still get first downs when it just isn't working. And so I liked that, but now they have to go play a defense. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's an interesting thing where it's like styles make games sometimes because I don't know. And we'll see. We don't know who any of these teams are. We don't even know, like we know the coaches, but we don't let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the New England deal was an extreme surprise for me. Again, I told you, you know what I'm saying, offline, I'm telling you, and speaking on that New England Bengals game, I thought New England would have nothing. And the sheer fact that I lost my money because New England played well, I was shocked by it.
Yeah.
Absolutely shocked. Because they even with a Hall of Fame coach, one of the great, well, I'll call him that, the greatest coach of all time in the NFL, and they were they were bad the last few seasons, and for the brother to come in and play that well against Cincinnati, which I thought was an easy victory. You can't do nothing but commend him and tip your hat to him.
I
Shout
agree.
out, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to him. Shout out to that black coach getting that first win in the NFL. And weren't they playing in Cincinnati?
Oh, I don't recall. I don't recall.
I think that was a road win.
You think that was a road win?
Chat, were they in Cincinnati? I can't remember. Yeah, they were in Cincinnati.
Yeah, so that was a
That's
big
huge.
victory. That was
That's
a
a
major
huge
victory.
win.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
For
wow. I didn't
sure.
even realize they were in That's a huge road win. Good for them. Yeah, that's why I said it just looked good. It just looked good, and I think that's the other thing is like sometimes Steelers, sometimes you win and you're like, oh my God, we didn't score a touchdown. Like,
Right.
it's
I get it. Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, we
Hmm.
won. But like, and yeah, our defense had 3 turnovers. That's expected, but it just didn't look. You're just like, okay, great job, Steelers. Like next game, who's playing at 3? Just kind of roll right on. So good for them. That's amazing. Good road win.
Yeah, I
Good
think so.
road win.
And people got to watch out for. I mean, if they're able to beat Cincinnati, they're able to beat anybody. So I don't have them going to the playoffs, but I do see them in spoiling a lot of people's goals. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah, playing
yeah, I
spoiler.
mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, some teams they may think they're gonna get a home playoff game, but New England may stop that from happening
I
with the
love
victories that
that.
they have throughout the season. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
It's a good
yeah,
game. It's a good game. Good game.
yeah. So I picked them, and I mean, obviously, I picked them. I'll be watching them because I'm just fascinated. I just want to see. Was it because you had all off season to prepare for this game, or are you solid? So I'm just curious to see. So who's your second game?
Well, my second game, right, is rolling off of that New England and Bengals game. I got the Bengals at the Chiefs. Right.
Ooh,
First off, let's get this straight. The Bengals generally put it on Patrick Mahomes. I mean,
they did.
let's call it what it
Yep,
is. Bengals made it to the Super Bowl. Why? Because they beat
they beat
the
them.
Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? Even though the Chiefs lost their fucking mind, they made a lot of bad coaching errors and that blunders in that game. But I'm not getting into that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that the Bengals usually put a whooping on the Chiefs. Now, this upcoming week, Chiefs are -6. I ain't got that occurring. I think the Chiefs are going to win this again. Win against the Bengals, which is going to put the Bengals at 0-2. But
Well, she'll be right where they want to be.
it seems that way, right? It seems that way. Because like you just mentioned, the Bengals lost to the Patriots 16-10, and the Chiefs beat the Ravens 27-20. Uh, Bengals defense is not it's not bad. I mean, overall 30.
It's probably, you know what though? It's probably because they lost Livingston.
That is probably not the reason that they may have any issues on their defense. Let me just reaffirm. That's probably not the reason. But it's cool. That was a good shot. I got you on that. But I apologize. Their overall defense was at 14. Their offense is at 30. So that's the offense obviously is not good, but the defense is middle of the road. Chiefs overall defense is 11. The I'm sorry. Oh yeah, offense at 11, and the defense. Oh my God, is at 32.
Pretty
I
bad.
wouldn't have
I
thought
was
that.
gonna say,
I wouldn't have thought that though. As well as they played against Baltimore, but it's only one game. And with the Chiefs, we got to call it what it is. Xavier Worthy has shown
hook
his
'em.
worth, right? Pun
Mhm.
intended.
Yep.
I thought he was just fast and not a receiver. I still need to see some more receiving things, but he looks like a player that makes the Chiefs unbeatable.
Yeah.
Let's just call
He's
it
got
what
I
it
mean,
is.
he's gotta gain some weight. He's gotta get, a stronger lower half too. He's listen, I tell people, he's a little guy. He's a little guy. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say he's not, but you can't teach speed.
You
You just
can't
can't
teach
teach
speed.
it.
You
And he can
cannot teach it.
catch. Yeah,
Hmm.
and he can catch. I mean, so and who better else to play for when you can catch and you have speed? So,
Hmm.
yeah, I know every time he scored last week, I think a little bit of my soul was like, "Ugh, do I really have to cheer for this?" But I am. I'm going to cheer for him because he got a lot of he 2 years ago, yeah, when we were 8-4, he had he got a lot of slack from the Texas fan base, a lot of it. And then we come to find out he had broken his finger. Of course, we didn't know, but was taking so much slack. And he could have declared and all this stuff, and he didn't. And he stayed at Texas and he got better. And now I'm just like, I mean, yeah, he's masterful. And the thing I always say, and I'll say this till I'm blue in the face, he likes football. And I know people don't get what that means, but that means that he wants to go to practice. He wants to show up. He wants to watch film. He wants to catch extra passes after practice. He's that guy. So I want that guy on my team, on all my teams. Like, that's what you need. So kudos to Worthy, and damn it, he plays for the Chiefs.
Now, listen, I understand we only played one game so far this season, but the way the AFC looks today, I don't know going 0-2, especially with AFC competition for the Bengals. I don't know if they're going to get bailed out by the failures of other teams this season.
Yeah.
Because
So
AFC deep.
I just want to say something. We have had conversation before we jumped on. So I'm not going to act like we never talked about anything. However, the way that you're setting up the next thing I'm going to say is absolutely masterful, because my next game that I'm going to pick is the Colts and the Packers, because the Colts have to figure it out because of everything that you're saying. They're in the AFC South. They have the Texans, who are the team to beat this year. The Colts are the only, they cannot lose they can't be 0-2. If they're 0-2, that's a little concerning to me, being in the AFC South. This seems like you've been saying, this seems like this is going to be a game of, you got to stack wins. You just have to stack wins. The other thing is, too, on the flip side of that, you have the Packers, and they don't have Jordan Love. He's out, and it's not cold there yet. So the Colts going to play at Lambeau Field, won't have the cold game effect. The Colts offense looked really good. They just happened to be playing against the Texans. So, take that to mean whatever it is you want it to mean. I liked how the Colts played, though. I felt like they did a great job stopping the run. I just feel like I'm interested, because I feel like this might matter for some reason, some way, shape, or form. And also, if I were the Packers, I wouldn't want to be 0-2 either in the NFC North. So anyways, I picked Colts Packers. I think it's an interesting game. If I had to pick who was going to win, I would pick the Colts, just because they have a quarterback. Although Anthony Richardson, I feel like there are signs where I'm like, yes. And then there's signs where I'm like, what the hell? And there's signs where I'm like, okay. And so I'm okay with him developing over the season. I'm okay if he gets better as the season goes on. That is okay with me. He missed, I think, 1 or 2 wide open receivers in the end zone last game, which, okay, it's fine. So did Lamar Jackson, whatever. But I want to see how he kind of progresses. They lost. It's his first game back. He's coming back from an injury. You are playing a team that doesn't have a quarterback. They do have a quarterback, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not their quarterback. So I'm curious to see, because, and I have to say this to make this point, and then I'll get off of it. Sometimes I think the Ravens go away from what makes Lamar Jackson great. And I think it's because a lot of the play calling, they don't necessarily trust him, which is a whole different issue. I don't even want to talk about that. I'm curious to see how the play calling goes for Anthony Richardson. I want to see, you can tell how a coach feels about you based on their play calling. And if you audible out of that play calling, because that's the other thing. Like, I'm just kind of curious to see, because I like, there's something about this Colts team I like. But again, you can't be 0-2 in the AFC A, and definitely I don't think you can be 0-2 in the AFC South. Even though I think the Titans are trash, but that's a whole different conversation. But I think the Jaguars will be present. So anyway, so I'm picking Colts Packers is my second game, and I'm just kind of interested to see like what it looks like. And Green Bay has to show up, because I don't think they want to be 0-2, and they don't have their quarterback. They have an excuse to lose, but nobody cares about that excuse in week 17. So that's just that. So I'm done ranting about that. So anyways, that's what I picked. that matchup.
No, I like the matchup. I think Anthony Richardson last game, you could see his potential. I think when he throw 65 yards in the air touchdown last
And he
game.
was and the funny thing is, I don't know if you watched the game or if they showed this on the highlights. I was watching the game. He missed a guy that was open. So that would made the highlight, but it was like there was another throw. I don't remember if it was on the opposite side. I don't remember all the details, but it was another one where he missed the guy. So that's why it's kind of like, yay, but they're still calling that play for him, which lets me know they trust that he can make it happen. So it's like, again, you know this, and I say this all the time. Those are the things that I watch in football. I can't tell you who lined up and all the things, but I can tell you what it looked like. If it looked good, and if it looked like the team trusts him, because I don't know, something about the Colts I just like. I don't know what, I can't tell you. It just feels good to me. So I'm curious, but I don't think any of these teams can go 0-2, but somebody's going to walk away with this being 0-2.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, this AFC is brutal. We got to call it what it is. It's brutal. But
Yeah.
you ready for my game 3?
I don't know.
I mean, it ain't no big deal or
Yeah,
anything.
no, I'm ready.
But
Go for it. Let me hear it.
game 3, I got Arizona versus Kansas State. Now, hold on. Let me just say this.
This is
I
your
know
possible.
right.
Yeah.
Everybody that listens to me, they think I got a problem with Arizona, and I don't. But but this game right here is going to show how Arizona stacks up in the Big 12 race. Actually, both teams. Now, people got to understand this though. This game that will be played on Friday, and hey, this game is on the sheets, I believe. So the deadline is earlier. So
And
if
where
you
would
had to
they
fill
find the
your
sheets,
sheets out,
Rawhide?
right?
If they wanted a sheet, where would they find those sheets,
If
Rawhide?
you're in the Discord, if you are a member in the Discord, the sheets are there for you to fill out for the apples and oranges. And this game is Friday, which made the sheet deadline earlier. So I would impress on you all, please get your sheets filled out and don't be late. So just want to get that out. But this game here, I want to see how it lines up because there is a lot of Arizona fans that do not like Rawhide, and that's perfectly
Yep.
fine. And they think that they got something. They got something that is uh
Hold on a second. You just got a new member.
oh, did I?
Yay.
Oh, Lucius Tate, man. Appreciate it, brother. Hey, he's been watching us for a long time. So appreciate you,
Yeah.
brother.
Welcome to
Thank
the
you for becoming a
craziness.
member. Exactly, man. Just make sure you get your YouTube connected to your Discord, bro. Come on in there, bro. Come on in there and let's have a good time. But
There is a welcoming committee too. So welcoming committee, I know you're listening to this, so do your job in there, okay? Take care of business.
exactly. But I just I think Arizona needs to win this game to
Mm.
to, ins- to for people to feel comfortable for them to even compete. I know their fan base because I've had conversation with them because clearly they clearly think I don't know anything about them. They really believe that they can compete for the Big 12 championship. And I think how they match up with a team like Kansas State, who has competed for the Big 12 championships, even with the Texas and Oklahomas when they were part of the conference.
Yep.
I think this is a good test for them to show are they actually ready for it. Now, in my honest opinion, I don't think they are. I think that defense is suspect. I mean, their total defense 77, pass defense 63rd, rush defense 82nd. Offensive
Mm.
wise, hey, listen, let's just call it what it is. Noah Fafita and that dude named Terrio McMillan, if I'm saying
Mac.
his name right. Yeah, McMillan.
Yeah.
12 receptions for 315 yards. Even though he had a
Nuts.
bad game last game, he got most of that in one game.
That's
But that's
nuts.
neither here nor there, right? And they got a nice running back. I think it's Quad Connolly, 27 carries for 202 yards, 3 touchdowns. So they
Okay.
got an offense. The defense is suspect. And when we know Kansas State is Kansas State. I don't care what year you want to go look at them. They're going to do the same thing every year. Total defense 69, pass 85th, rush 39th, offense 56, pass 106, which is expected run 20th. So their running back DJ Gibbons, y'all got to watch out for him. And that
Hmm.
quarterback Avery Johnson, I think Avery Johnson is I think he's a baller. I think Avery Johnson is a baller. And let's not
Yeah.
forget, whoa. Let's not forget our boy Dylan Edwards. What? I said Dylan Edwards. He only had, as a matter of fact, Kansas State specifically said that he has to get more carries. My
Hmm.
man got 9 carries with 97 yards. 9 carries
Well,
now,
all it does is
97
score
yards.
touchdowns.
That's it. 2 touchdowns.
That's it.
Receiving, 3 receptions for 17 yards and a touchdown. So not only is Dylan a weapon, but the coaching staff and players have admitted we got to get a playmaker like that the ball. So
Yeah,
that's the game
I
I'm looking
agree.
for on Friday. If y'all tune in tomorrow because they play tomorrow on Fox, 7
Yeah.
Central Standard Time.
The other thing I want to say too about Kansas State, because I have a ton of experience with Kansas State, their offensive line gets better as the year goes on. And that's what makes them hard to beat is over time, they just find like, I think it's probably normal for most offensive lines to get better, but I think I mean this in the most respectful way. I think when you have teams that are not like the top teams that they get like those 3 stars, those hardworking 2 stars, it takes them a minute because it's not necessarily about the athleticism. It's about the skill and me teaching you and you buying into our system. And they lost some guys to the draft that played offensive line. So I think that offensive line for Kansas State is going to get better. I also think that I've been saying this, they have a good front. So I know that we like to act like no team in the Big 12 has a good D line, but I trust Kansas State, right? Like I feel like they know what's up. They know what to do. They've won before. They've been here before. And Arizona, their tackling has been a little suspect as of late. So we'll see. I think that's a good game. Ellen said something. Do you have on this sheet this week? 'Cause I haven't looked at this sheet this week. Do you have, is it college and NFL or is it just NFL? Can you,
It
you
it's just college. It's just college. All it
okay.
is
So
is
Ellen,
college.
okay. So Ellen, you can fill out a sheet. It's just college football. There's no NFL games on there.
And take it from really flawed. Just fill it out. You may win.
Oh, and then someone said, so I will say, I just started running ads on my channel. Like I'm not running the ads. I'm not getting paid for any ads run on my channel until I get 1,000 subscribers. And until you see me make a video that says I'm getting paid for the ads on my channel, I'm not getting paid for the ads on my channel. Right? Is.
Yeah, I can tell you, I do. Unfortunately, YouTube has increased. They've threw 2 commercials on now. I think you got to skip through, and they don't pay you no more. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So
that's how
yeah,
it go.
YouTube's doing some interesting things right now. I'm using the thumbnail thing. Have you seen the thumbnail thing where it's like you can put up to 3 thumbnails in there and then it will AI put out like okay. So anyways.
Absolutely did not. You want to tell me? You want to talk to me about that one?
Got it. Okay. We'll talk about that later. So my possible game is going to be the Colorado Buffaloes against Colorado State. Because Colorado has to win this game. They talked trash to Nebraska last week, got their asses handed to them. Colorado State is now talking trash to them. They have to show up. You cannot start the season 1-2. You can't do this. Like you have to show up. Colorado has to win this game. They have to establish the run. They have to show progress and they have to win this game. Because if they don't, this 15-game experiment doesn't look great. And I've done a little bit of channel surfing to just see what people are saying and to try to make sense of this. And because I know they listen to you and they're on your channel in the weeds, trying not to act like they're not here, but they're here. I have a video and I put it out today about why I think Colorado State is going to win. However, Colorado has to win this game. They have to win this game. The two areas that concern me is Colorado State has rushed for 342 yards already. 118 of those yards were against Texas. And so if you're going to say that Texas is this great team and all this thing, because I've heard you all say it, right? You've all said it. And you've said, yeah, but they didn't score any points against Texas. They didn't score any points against Texas. Cool. They had 118 rushing yards against that team that you're talking about. That's so great. So Colorado has to be able to stop the run. They have to be able to stop the run. They have to be able to stop the run. They have to be able to stop the run. The second thing that concerns me is that Colorado State has a very big tight end. They have two receivers, not just Horton. They have another guy, and they have a solid running back. Two, not just one, two. And they have a quarterback that has now been at CSU for 2 years. And I know we like to say he's young, he's trash, he sucks, he's this, he's that. Sounds great to say that, but you just lost to a freshman when everybody said he was terrible. He's a freshman. So they just lost to that. They just lost. Okay. You played terrible against freshmen last year, against young quarterbacks last year. So I haven't seen that matters. So that's not a good talking point, is all I'm saying. And Colorado State has only given up one sack. One. Colorado State has only given up one sack. One.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm not done. Let me rant. The other thing is, I need Colorado to show up ready to go, and I need them to establish themselves as the better team. And in my video, I picked Colorado State to win for a ton of different reasons that I'm not going to continue to go in because I have a video about that. They also don't have a lot of penalties. I think they have one penalty this year. Colorado State does. One or two. My point in saying this is Colorado has to be disciplined. This game is going to be interesting because everyone's talking trash, and we saw what happened to Colorado last week. So they just have to, Colorado has to win this game. They have to win this game. That's all I'm saying. So they have to win. I don't even care if it's ninth overtime. Like ugly kicked around ball and somebody picks it up and it's a fumble and they win. I don't care what it looks like. Colorado has to find a way. So I'll get off my thing, but I think this game is interesting because if they don't find a way to win this game, we have a different problem. And I don't think we want to talk about that.
Okay. Okay. I agree they have to win this game. They don't win the game, the season's over. Season's over. But I think it may be closer than most think. Um, I think you're right. I think that Colorado State's head coach is going to muck the game up again like it was last year because I think the head coach believes that Coach Prime coaches a soft and weak team. I think he believes
that's what his players said.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in the coaching style of Coach Prime. He thinks that they are all fluff and they ain't built like that. So he feel like his team always has a chance to win. I don't even know if he's wrong on that. But I have to believe 2 first-round draft picks, 2 potentially top 10 draft picks, that the offensive line can get in the way enough to score enough points to beat Colorado State. I have to believe that defense can get a stop or two in order for them to win.
You do have to, like, you do. Like that, and that's I think that's the scary thing is that's what you do have to believe. I also I don't know a lot about a lot. However, those linebackers for Colorado State and that D-line for Colorado State is better than North Dakota State's linebackers and defensive line. And if that's true, Colorado, like they can't lose this game. So listen, they can't lose this game. So make it happen. I don't care. I honestly, and I always say this, I don't care who plays. I don't care what you do. I just need to know that every decision that you make is to win this game. Period. I need to know that every decision that you make, because when I watched the NFL all day Sunday, I thought all of those coaches wanted to win because they were doing things that were showing me that they were trying to put their best foot forward to win. I saw it. When I watched college games, I didn't think Michigan wanted to lose. I didn't think, like they were putting their best foot forward to try to win the game. I need to see that. I need to see better football coming out of Colorado, period. It has to be better because you can't lose this game. You can't.
Oh my God, can you imagine if they lose this game, how the fan base is going to act? Oh my God. But
that's why I have it on my list. It's like, it's one of these things where it's like, you have to win. And it doesn't matter how you get the job done. You have to win. Now I will say if they win and they play like they've been playing and it's like it's pass happy and they still don't run the ball. Obviously for the future, that's not a great sign. And we know what time it is down the line, right? That means we know what that means, but that's not this game because you have to win this game. I don't even know what else to say. And I also believe, I also believe that if you establish the run, it gives you a higher probability to win the game. It actually helps you. But we don't want to do that. So
really? They're not doing that. You know they're not doing that.
I watch football. I am telling the people that are listening to me come here for football conversation. So just because they doesn't mean they're not supposed to do it. So I need to say it because that is how I feel. And somebody asked me how many rushing yards. I don't know if they're asking how many rushing yards we think Colorado's going to have or Colorado State. I don't really know. I don't know. So if you wanted to re-ask that question so we can try to answer it for you. I listen, I'm not above Googling, so you just let me know and we can Google. But And I hear what you're saying. I have absolutely zero reason after seeing 14 games so far. I have absolutely zero reason to believe they're going to run the ball and establish the run and come out differently. You are 100% correct. I have absolutely no reason to think that. However, in football, you're supposed to establish the run, and just for play action purposes, anyway, and the fact that it's easier to go forward than it is to go backwards, but whatever. So and if they still don't do that, it is what it is, but they can't lose this game.
So here we go. We 13 games into Coach Prime's coaching era.
14.
Oh, my bad. 14 games into his coaching.
I know, Rahan.
We think he's going to do something different.
You just said you have to believe that they have first two pick, blah, blah, blah. They had that last year.
No, I ain't giving him no more benefit of the doubt. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Same picks last year.
It's exactly the same thing. And, I ain't even mad. Hey, listen, I ain't even mad at him for it no more. Listen, bro, you don't care. I don't care. I'm good with it. I'm just like,
he said, how many rushing yards do we think CU will have?
It'll be under 100. It might probably be under 75. Now, I think I do believe that they will try to run the ball against Colorado State because he got rabbit ears, and rabbit ears, you listen to everything, which is another reflection of the coaching. But I'm not gonna go down that path.
Okay, I see.
I'm not gonna go down that path.
I'm
So,
following.
but I think he got rabbit ears, so he is going to try to hand the ball off this game. He's going to do it. And he's only doing it because of all the pushback that he has, the negative attention that he has received on his coaching, talking about they don't run the ball, which I think is embarrassing, to be honest with you. I mean, you mean to tell me you're going to change your philosophy because you hear people talking about it? You the head coach, man. Do what's right for the team. So don't
And
do what's right
why weren't you doing that in August?
because he didn't believe it. He didn't believe it. But because he's getting a lot of pushback and hear everybody talking about it, now he's acting as if he's going to focus on it in the next game. So either A, you didn't know, which is a criticism on the coaching, or B, you're trying to satisfy pundits, which is another criticism of
Problem.
the coaching.
Yeah. So Ed Rose
Yeah.
today, thank you for the super chat. I'll play my Longhorn in a minute. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, Rose. So it says they only want running backs to pass protect. How do you recruit new running backs less than 100 yards in 2 games? I got CSU winning by 3. CSU will control the clock. That's that. That's my other issue. Oh, wait. That's my other issue. I just love seeing Bebo's big old self jumping like that. So that's the other issue is that, okay, here's the thing. There's not a lot of things in football that are overly complicated when it comes to managing a game, right? Play clock is the play clock. The impact of running the ball is the impact of running the ball. You know what I mean? Like there's just certain things in football. You have to have 5 offensive linemen. That is just, you just know it because you know it. And I call it football 101. When you run the ball and you get tackled, the clock keeps going. so at the very least, Colorado should run the ball for that purpose so that their defense that everybody acts like is playing so good, lights out in the second half. They're lights out in the second half. They're so good in the second half. They're so good in the second half that they're the top offense of the second. No, they're not. Stop saying that. It's embarrassing. But if you can't run the ball for just that, like, pack it up and go home. What are you doing?
I agree. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but
The
hold on.
clock,
Let me
use it.
digress for a second. Let me digress because you played after the super chat. You play it. Have you ever rode a bull before?
So yes, I have. And I will never post this video. I need to find I have a video of me riding one of those electric ones, like in the club.
Real life bull.
No, I haven't. So, and yes, in real life, but it wasn't a real bull as a baby. It was a what do they call the young ones?
A cow?
It was like it. So the one I rode, I'm trying to just paint this picture so people don't think I was on this crazy ass bull because I wasn't. It was like a tamed, like normal. It wasn't like a bull where he was trying to buck me off. It was like a normal one. So that's all I'm saying. I didn't go put on the stuff and go bull ride. No, but yes, a tamed.
No, I wouldn't even. Listen. I never thought you went buck bull riding. I was just wondering, have you ever rode a bull? Now I will admit, I have never ridden a bull.
Oh, really?
I've ridden horses, but I have never ridden a bull.
Yeah. If you go to like there's some places where you can go where they kind of have like retired ones where they're just old and they're just not going to be crazy and they're just living their best life, getting fed great food and all the things. Sorry for all my animal lovers. They wouldn't say they were living their best lives because they're caged and all the things. So my bad. But yeah. The other thing I will say is it's just like can we just do what we're supposed to do? I do want to say that Jen J said that they're going to have -9 rushing yards. -9. Great.
That's bad. That's bad. And
And
I think they're gonna beat them. I heard what y'all saying. I just think the Buffalo's gonna win that game.
they better. They have to. I, the other thing I the other thing I want to mention is your favorite player does not have to play in every game. Like I think we get into situations where like we watch, certain things and we're like, why isn't this player playing? Why isn't this player playing? Why isn't this player playing? This coaching staff has shown us that they're going to play who they're going to play. Period. I don't understand it. I'm assuming they have a reason. That's fine. But in this game, if something's not working, I'm ready to start seeing adjustments being made. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm just ready. If this person is going out there and it ain't happening and they can't catch and they're dropping passes, give me somebody else that might be able to catch the football. Because you could not tell me, now I'm on a rant, you could not tell me you went out and got all of these receivers. You got all these receivers. Where are they? Where are they? Give me something. Oh, let them run an end around or something to get us some yards. like, where are they? Just
As I
where
told
are they?
Solid Gold in the offseason, the wide receiver position was never a problem. The problem was the other things. So I hear that, but I think the wide receiver is fine. It's everything else. Where is the running back room? Where is the coaching? Right? Where is the special teams? Where is the field goal guy? I mean,
Mm,
let's call it like it is. It's
yeah.
every
Yeah,
other
where
aspect
is
of the
that
team.
guy that kicked like the other field goal kicker? Because I thought so it was like Mata, Feely, and then wasn't there another guy?
I don't know the other guy.
Oh, okay. Did I just make that up? I thought there was another guy that came on with Colorado. I don't. I okay. If I'm making that up, the chat will tell me. So I'll just leave it alone. But I thought
Yeah.
there was another guy that showed up that could cook field goals that played football and that played like high school football in Colorado. I thought, or anyways, I don't know. At the end of the day, like I said, I just hope they win because they have to win. And it period. I just hope they win. And
Well,
uh,
well, I got him
what
winning,
else?
so I got him
Yeah.
winning.
What else?
I got
So
him winning.
I know that you had 4 teams. Did I mention one of the teams? Because I just looked down at my notes and I have a random game, and I just want to make sure that I have that right. Because usually we try to go like an hour and a half, or sorry, we try to go about 90 minutes or so we can end before the game start. Is this team? Yes, these teams are playing. So I have a random team that I'm interested to watch only because it's kind of funny that I have this team on my list. Do you have a fourth game?
Yeah, well, yeah, but I want to hear your fourth game.
Okay. It's the Giants and Commanders.
Ugh. Why would you have them? What?
So, okay, anybody watching this knows I did like my NFL fan series, right? And one of the things that came from my NFL fan series were other fans being annoyed with the fan that talked about their team while they were talking about their team. You know what I'm saying? So like if I did a video about the Chargers, the Charger fan had an issue with the thing I said about the Chargers, right? So there's like this weird like fan conundrum. And these teams are so bad that I'm interested to see if this is one of those teams where it's like it's just bad, or if it's going to be one of those games where you're like, huh, this is interesting because it's supposed to be very bad. And so I'm just curious because I'm a little toxic. I like a little toxic going on with the games. And I just think this game is toxic. It's just random. And so I'm just curious. I think the NFC East, I think these two teams respectfully are trying their best. Daniel Jones, the quarterback, whatever, he looked terrible. They looked terrible. The Commanders have the Heisman winner. I can't think of his name. This is his second game. He didn't look too great last week either. So I'm just curious to see, does this look like the bad news Bears? Or is this the game where you kind of see what these teams are doing and putting them together? And it's a little toxic. I kind of like it. They're in the same division. So
The sheer fact you picked this game tells me that I don't even know if you're serious about this. Let me just tell you that.
No, so every week, I think for me, this is how I have to have this week. I have to have this game every week because it's so bad. So this week, it was the Titans versus the Bears. It was so bad that I was laughing. Levis was so bad. He was bad. And it was so funny. I don't know. It was funny. And so, anyways, so that's my random game. Obviously, I didn't talk about it in my very serious conversation of football because I got it. But I'm just curious. To see what it looks like.
I can say this though. I'm like, I got a Redskins jersey on, RG3. Unfortunately, his career didn't turn out like I thought it would, but the only thing good about the Redskins and the Giants, Redskins Giants, right,
Yeah.
is that all I want to do is hear from their fan base telling me that what's his name, Daniel Jones.
Yes, Daniel Jones. And yeah, for those people that don't know, I do spend time hanging out with people that. So I hang out with the Raiders people. I hang out with Raiders people. I hang out with Giants people. Sometimes I hang out with 49er fans. So yes, I do dabble with different fan bases when it comes to their teams because I'm fascinated to see what they're saying about their teams. So yes, that's also a part of this is I'm hearing what they're saying about their team. I want to see it. I want to see it. So, by the way, they did pick up a high school punter kicker. So I don't know. Maybe he sucks. I don't know.
Well, hold on. Wait. Tell me. I don't know if you're listening to him or not. Please tell me. Because I was just amazed by Giants fans trying to defend Daniel Jones and he's bad. Tell me, after the first game, has their attitude changed any? Or you may not know. I don't know. So help me out.
It's changed, but maybe not the type of change you are thinking. It's kind of oh, that wasn't very good. Uh-oh. So you know how it is though. It's it's one of those things where it's your eyes, this is how we all watch sports. You see something and you're like, God, that was so bad. But maybe I missed something. Maybe it was the weather. Maybe it was the ball. Maybe it was this. And you try to excuse it away. And you don't believe your eyes. I think that's kind of where it's at. It's are we bad? Is he terrible? Wait, have we got this all wrong? They didn't say that, but you know what I'm saying? It's that thing where it's oh.
Yeah, I know. I was blowed by the Giants fans hearing them trying to defend DJ. I'm like, y'all are at y'all. I'm like, honestly, can I tell you who I thought when at that time? I think I was on your show. You went over. You had my man. Yeah. And I watched that show. I honestly thought they were Colorado Buffalo fans.
But see that, and so because I sent you that show and you went to go watch it. I spend time in other people's spaces in that way because I don't have to be a fan of your team to enjoy what you're doing. I was hanging out in a Chargers thing the other day, and it's fascinating to me to hear how other people talk about their teams and what they notice and things like that. I do want to say that if this game is ugly, I will at least be able to laugh.
It's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. Let me tell you now. Get ready to laugh because it's going to be ugly.
I need that. I'm petty. I need the laugh. I just need the laugh. I need the laugh. So anyway, so that was my like off the wall. If we had time, I had to say it because I'm like so bad. Like I have to say this.
I agree. I agree. And Giants fans, if y'all are defending Daniel Jones, shame on you. Shame on you.
Did you have a fourth game? Was your fourth game the Giant? Oh, I took it from you. It was the Giants and Commanders. Okay. All right.
It absolutely not was the Giants and the Commanders, but that's fine. We can. Hey, listen, your Giants take. We good. We can end it right there with that. That's insane. In Washington,
See, here's the
Washington.
problem. You watch football because you want to see hard knocks football all the time. Sometimes this is entertainment. This is funny.
No, no. Daniel Jones throwing picks in the red zone. What are you doing, bro? Bro, what are you doing?
It's
I can't
so
stand
bad.
it.
It's so bad. And then the other thing, like this is like selfish reasons. The other thing is too, when I watch these other teams, you know what I say? Woof. Steelers aren't that bad.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, if your team can learn how to block, y'all can continue to make it to the AFC Championship game.
I 100% agree with you. And that's so, anyways, it's just funny to me. And then I also do this thing where I do watch the teams that my team is going to play just to see, what they are and what they look like. And this year, I don't know when we play them. We do have the Giants and the Commanders on our schedule at some point. So it's just I just wanted to make sure that they were who I thought they were. So,
Mm-hmm.
so anyways. So that's my team. Anything else you want to say? Any other questions for the chat? I try to keep this at 90 minutes or less. So just FYI, we didn't start on time. Blame me, it's fine. But we usually start around 5:30, give us CP time. And I usually like to end before 7 so that we can end and then we can actually go watch the game that's coming on tonight and then go from there. What do you I know we're on a little bit of delay, so I'll give somebody a second to see if they want to ask any other questions. But what do you think hold on, Rose just sent a super chat. I'll get to her super chat because that's my girl. Thank you for the super chat, Rose. You will always be in my heart. So both of your thoughts, Fleece saying Charlie does everything asked of him. Never does he mention that Charlie's the most talented. What's going on?
Okay. All right. I know people not going to want to hear. Oh, you want me to respond, right? Can I respond? Okay. Hold on. Let's get that straight. Yeah. Hold on. So, mad shout out to Really Flawed and her bucking Longhorn. You know what I'm saying? So
can we get a hook 'em one time, Brian?
hey, I'll just say no. I'm not gonna say that. And Longhorn meat is not the best meat to eat. Let me just throw that out there. But hold on, let me just say.
I'm laughing this hard about this. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me go back to your question.
All the country people understand what I just said. But let me just say. Let me just say this.
I'm crying.
Let me just say this. Hold on. Let me just say this. Okay. Charlie doing everything that's asked of him. That's absolutely what previous walk-ons is supposed to do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's like the pure definition of how walk-ons act. And absolutely not. He is not the most talented at all. And what's going on is, Rose, as well as I know Rose. When Prime 3 come out, Charlie will be featured in Prime 3. I already got it set up. Hey, we got this guy. He toured, he worked hard. Using black folks' terms, he got it out the mud. And he became all that hard work. He is now a scholarship. I'm trying to tell you, that's an episode in itself. That's why he's getting carries. If y'all don't understand that, shame on you. That's what it is.
I'm going to say something a little bit more raw and uncut. What they're saying is they did a terrible job recruiting. Because if they think, and if Charlie has shown that he deserves to be on the field, if that's what is true, then they did a terrible job recruiting. Both things can't be true. You couldn't knock it out of the park when you recruited, and you're saying your walk-on is better than what you recruited. So make it make sense. Which one is it? Did you do a bad job recruiting? Or is Charlie Alford all that good? So you're either full of crap or you're not. There's no other way to slice this.
A bigger question is what do the guys that they recruited in, how do they feel? I'm like,
That's what I'm saying.
y'all let Charlie Alford start ahead of y'all?
So what are we doing? People are laughing at my Longhorn, by the way. That's hilarious.
Hey,
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what are we doing? You can't. I tried to say this in my video. It's either this or that. You either recruited well or you didn't. You either missed or you didn't. That's all there is.
True.
And you screwed this up because you had running backs. You had running backs and they left your program. And they're at other people's programs playing their asses off and looking phenomenal. And you let them go. And you said they didn't want to compete and you lied on their name and you slandered them. And they are now somewhere else living their best life. Great effing job. Same with the offensive lineman. So which one is it? See your best or did you miss?
They missed.
So Charlie's rolling out there. So 44, RB1. First snap of the game. Whatever. Hand him off the ball. Whatever. It is what it is. I don't care. Just win the game. And that's like, what do you want me to say? Just win the game. Just win the game. Anyways, so nobody, let me see. I don't think anybody has any questions. Sorry, I had a laughing attack there for the past 10 minutes because of my Giants Commanders pick. You are very welcome that you are getting all of this laughter at my expense. You're very welcome. It seems like people want to see, I only bring out the Longhorn for Super Chat because otherwise I look like a crazy fan. I look like a crazy fan. And I only do this stuff because so many people get so bothered by me doing hook 'em and Longhorn crap. So if you tell me that something I'm doing bothers you, and I don't give a fuck about your opinion, I'm playing it over and over and over and over and over because that's how I roll. So that's how I'm doing it. So yeah. So anyways, so just to recap, I have the Colts and Packers being interesting games this week. I have the Seahawks and Patriots being an interesting game this week. And I have Colorado State as my possible game being important this week. Do you want to just do yours one more time, Rawhide? And then
we got, I guess we can start with the college. We got Arizona State and Kansas State. We got tonight's game, Bills at Miami. I would implore you guys to go watch that game. And Bengals at Chiefs. So I think those are three great games to watch. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Well, this has been your weekly episode of RNR. So anyways, no, but seriously, thank you all. If you haven't already, join Rawhide's Discord. You have to be a member of Rawhide's channel. You have to click the link that says join. And then once you click the link that says join, do all the things you need to do. You can link your Discord to your YouTube subscription, and that gives you access to the Discord. And I will say what happens in the Discord stays in the Discord. And if we find out that you are fake, you will be removed from the Discord. Straight up.
Yep, for sure.
Anyways, anything else you want to add?
No, I just appreciate you giving me this opportunity to do a show with you. You know what I'm saying? Help cleaning me up because everybody know that apparently Rawhide is the most grimiest guy out there. So I appreciate you just, you know what I'm saying, stretch your hand out.
Nothing wrong with little grimy. We all need to be a little grimy in some aspect. Hey, you know what? It's okay. You're like Charlie Offerdahl. You're doing all the things right.
There you go. Doing all the things right. Yeah. I thought I was more Bishop Thomas. But it's okay. It's
You are
okay. I'm
officially a
good.
Charlie Opera doll. Keep doing all the little things right.
I'm good with it.
Also,
I'm good with it.
that's funny. Well, thank you all for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe to both of our channels. Like both channels. I dropped my Colorado prediction video today. I will drop my Texas prediction. I'll drop my Texas video prediction tomorrow. And come on, guys, like, come on. And then my Steelers one is on Saturday. So everyone comes out 24 hours before the game. So anyways, just for people that were asking me. So thanks. We'll see you all next week. Same time, same place. And I'll be on
Peace.
time, maybe.